Most people don't realize this, but sitting too much can increase your risk of death almost as much as smoking. And the scary part is, even people who exercise can still be affected if they stay inactive for most of the day. But one of the biggest reasons to move has nothing to do with appearance. Movement changes how you handle stress, how your heart stays protected, how stable your energy feels, and how much health risk builds up quietly over time. Hi, I'm Leo, and on Life Force Boost, I break down science-based ideas in a simple way, so you can understand your body better, feel better, and build more energy into your daily life. In this video, we're going to look at why sports and movement are far more important than most people realize, not just for your body, but for your mind, your energy, and your long-term health. The internet is full of workout plans, body transformations, and perfect routines. But here's what often gets missed. Movement is not only about changing how you look, it's about helping your body work the way it's meant to work. The World Health Organization says regular physical activity helps prevent and manage major non-communicable diseases like cardiovascular disease, cancer, and diabetes, and it also helps reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. World Health Organization also reports that people who are insufficiently active have about a 20% to 30% higher risk of death compared with people who are sufficiently active. That changes the whole picture, because now movement is no longer just a fitness goal. It becomes part of your foundation, not a bonus, not an extra, a foundation. And here's something a lot of people still underestimate. Some benefits of movement happen much faster than most people think. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention notes that physical activity can help you feel better, function better, and sleep better, and that some brain benefits happen right after a session of moderate to vigorous activity, including reduced short-term feelings of anxiety in adults. That means movement is not only an investment in your future, it can also change how you feel today. Sometimes the reason you feel mentally heavy, unfocused, or emotionally flat is not that you need more motivation. Sometimes your body just needs movement. You've probably had a day like this, sitting for hours, switching between screens, and by the afternoon you feel drained, even though you didn't really do anything. That feeling is often not a lack of effort, it's a lack of movement, a walk, a bike ride, a workout, a sport you enjoy. Even a few active minutes that break the pattern of sitting still, because movement can interrupt physical stagnation and mental stagnation at the same time. And often that is where energy begins to come back. Now, here's one of the most interesting things science is showing. Exercise may help protect the heart partly by changing what happens in the brain under stress. Researchers at Massachusetts General Hospital followed more than 50,000 people and found that those who met physical activity recommendations had a 23% lower risk of cardiovascular disease. They also found that higher activity levels were linked with lower stress-related brain activity, especially in people dealing with depression or other stress-related conditions. That is powerful, because it means movement is not only working on your muscles, your weight, or your stamina. It may also be helping your brain regulate stress more effectively. And that may be one reason why exercise supports mental health and heart health at the same time. So if you've ever thought, I know exercise is good for my body, but I don't really connect it to my mind. The truth is, your brain may have been benefiting the whole time. And here's another important point. It's not only intense exercise that matters. In 2025, researchers from National Institutes of Health and Oxford, studying more than 85,000 adults, found that even light daily physical activity was linked to lower cancer risk. People with the highest total amount of daily activity had a 26% lower risk of developing cancer than those with the lowest amount of activity. The study also found that compared with around 5,000 steps a day, cancer risk was lower at around 7,000 steps and lower again at around 9,000 steps. And interestingly, total step count appeared to matter more than step intensity. That matters a lot. because it means the message is not, if you're not doing extreme workouts, it doesn't count. The message is move more, sit less. Let activity become part of your real life. That's encouraging because it makes movement more accessible, more realistic, and much easier to sustain. And maybe that's the real secret. Not the most intense routine, not the trendiest workout, not the perfect program, but a form of movement you can actually stick with. Andrew Huberman emphasizes getting at least 150 minutes a week of moderate physical activity can lower the risk of heart disease and stroke, and regular physical activity also helps reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. Clinical research also continues to show meaningful improvements in cardiovascular risk profiles and blood pressure when people train consistently. So the real goal is not perfection, it's rhythm. Because once movement becomes part of your rhythm, it starts supporting everything else: your mood, your focus, your sleep, your resilience, your confidence, and the quality of your future health. So how important are sports and movement, really? More important than most people realize. Not because they help you chase an image, but because they help your brain, your heart, your stress system, and your long-term health work better together. Maybe that's the better way to think about exercise. For a lot of people, movement has started to feel like pressure, another task, another standard, another way to feel behind. But that's not what it's meant to be. Not as punishment, not as pressure, not as something you should do just to fix yourself, but as support. A signal to your body that says, let's regulate, let's recover, let's get stronger, let's stay alive, let's stay well. And now, get moving and get your daily life force boost. If you want more simple, science-based videos about stress, energy, movement, and mental well-being, subscribe to Life Force Boost. And I'll see you in the next one.